Evening, folks.
Evening, Daz. Made it. Woo!
Yeah, we'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll crack on. But it shouldn't be too long, this one, I would imagine. Plenty more coming up in the updates that will be going on. Okay, I'll get started, and we can, if more people join and they've got anything they want to say, they can add to it. But it's just an easy, brief update. Right, since last week, when we announced the energy brokerage, the devs are working hard behind the scenes. We've got a few updates that are being built onto the energy utility. We have a few bits and bobs going on with an additional development, which is just in the final stage of testing. We are adding a fiat payment to CVP, and then the real world aspect of that will be capable to be rolled out. We have almost finished. We're in the very final stage with our main website upgrade. So that will have the dApps on, because obviously we don't have the dApps on our current sites. So they'll be on there, so that we have staking, etc., ready from launch. We are working on something with regards to the token, because, like we said, you need to make sure that your token is always up to date. There's no point having a token that's built on coding that's, obsolete. So we're constantly working in that area as well. There's a lot of developments going on behind the scenes. We're taking on some scouts and some additional team members that are designed specifically to go out there and to locate new projects and other projects that don't have the proper certification to build out and to use for CVP. Obviously, with our relationship with Interfi, which was announced during the week, we now provide a full suite of options. So everything from KYC through everything you can want to do for your auditing. Not just that, but to get your contracts, you can get certain contracts designed and built out by Interfi as well if you want. So that's an extra tool in the toolbox, which obviously enhances what CVP can offer moving forward. And so we're working on that. We're in talks with a few pads with regards to providing KYC services for them. So there's lots of little bits and bobs going on in the background. Obviously, Dravo and the gang are constantly coming up with interesting ways to get you guys involved in the chat room. That game that's going on at the moment's pretty good. Outside of that, I think not much is happening. I think that's pretty much it. So we're moving forward, building out some more back-end aspects of CVP as well, which will make it a more automated process, which will obviously reduce the amount of time that it takes to get volume running through it. Yeah, so that's it, chaps. I think I don't think I've forgotten anything, have I? Anyone think of anything I might have forgotten?
No, I can't think of anything. I was just thinking, shall I just jump in and mention, you touched on competitions there. That game that you mentioned, that's credit to Jeremy, that's driving people crackers that are playing it. I'm absolutely useless at games like that. We've been doing a quiz, haven't we, about... We put a picture up of the website for the energy brokerage, asking people to guess what it was. We've now selected the winners. We've got 3 winners, and what we're going to do is obviously just give them a shout out now, and then put their names into the main chat, so that they know who's won. It's 60 BUSD each that we said we'd do. So I've got Gypsy Striker, Space Cat, so I think it's actually in the AMA with us at the moment, and CJK 1960. So they're the 3 lucky winners of 60 BUSD. So I'll post into main chat again about that, and with instructions on what they need to do. And then the other competition we've got ongoing is an ever so easy one. We want all you guys in the community to be involved in the chat on a day-to-day basis. So we're bribing you with the offer of 50,000 Owners Unity tokens to be distributed at launch, for one of you who proves to be the most active up to the end of this month. So you've got until the end of this month to take part in the community chat, type lots of useful information in there. You have a chat, have a bit of banter, ask questions. We're all here to help, to tell you things that you might have missed in the AMAs, or things that you need clarification on. So that's what we've got ongoing on the competition side of things, Daz.
Yeah, great. That's good to hear. Yeah, the future looks bright. Things are going well, and I don't know if anyone's interested, but the content creator platform is up and running. We will be receiving a revenue stream off of that. It's in partnership, so it's not uniquely belonging to us, but we are heavily invested in that. So we will be gaining multiple revenue streams from that, because we will be having direct access to our own stream, which more details will come out over the next week. And the whole system is using CVP for KYC. So that's a real world application that will be coming our way with additional revenue. And I just want to clarify as well, CVP we're working on multiple iterations of it at the moment. So we've got the CVP that's out there at the moment, so you can do KYC and project auditing. But we're also, due to the partnership with Interfi, we're having to build out another version. And I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts, because we like, obviously, running ideas by the community to see what you feel would work best, because obviously it's your investment. So, the best product brings in the most money, which brings in the most passive income for you guys. So these are the two options, and we'll look to get a poll drawn up the best as possible. Now, should we have this iteration including Interfi as purely like a click and select, and it goes into the basket, so to speak, so you've got all the options and they can pick and mix what they want? So that's quite a liberal way to do it. Or should we keep it structured so that you have the CVP level 1, level 2, level 3 options, but then also add on to it click boxes, so each one also offers the additional Interfi options? So that's something that would be interesting to hear from you guys and see what you guys think about that. And that's pretty much the update. Big shout to all of the development team, working really hard, because we're working on the property website at the moment. We're working on the main website. There are a few bits that need to be done on the utility website. So there's the 3 websites that are being worked on at the moment. A few little things that we're working on, like I said, with regards to the contract, because we want to make sure that it's the best version of itself that there can be. And then obviously we're still working on additional utilities that we can announce to you guys. And if anyone missed it, the content creator platform is out there. I'm not going to give away everything about it, but it's up there, it's up and running, and we will be adding our KYC to it for the content creators. And obviously we will be receiving a revenue stream, and I will be coming back to you guys as a community with a couple of ideas for a couple of the aspects of the content that we are going to put out there. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to fire away. And if you don't want to ask them out loud, you can type them in there. And obviously, although I've hardly touched on it, the Interfi partnership is quite a big thing for us, considering we haven't even launched yet. Remember, we haven't even launched yet, and Interfi are one of the big names in this field for audits, and they're expanding what they do as well. And they will working with us. It will also open a lot of doors when you've got that kind of company willing to partner with you. And I think it goes to show, the level that we're looking to move forward at, and the types of partnerships that we're trying to forge. We're looking at security, we're looking at transparency, but we're also looking to elevate the space that we all live in and make it a tidier, cleaner space, so we can bring more people in. And obviously, the more people we bring in, not just to us, but to the space as a whole, it benefits everyone. So that's the third revenue generating stream. So prior to launch, we've already got 3 revenue generating streams. I'm looking forward. Go on, Dravo.
General Exit wanting to ask some questions. I think he's been patiently waiting for an opportunity to jump in.
Go on, crack on, bud.
All right, guys. Good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Although it's really late over here, probably around 11 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, thank you, Dravo. Thank you, Daz, for looking out for us to get really good investments. You guys are really working hard to make sure that owner unity pulls through. Excuse me. So I wanted to ask about the Interfi partnership before, but you've already spoken about it. So I wanted to ask about revival of Avalanche. I saw we had a partnership with them about September 2nd, and I think that's a really good one too, because I'm an OG there. So what's your view on the future of that partnership?
Well, the reason why I don't talk about Revenge of Avalanche all the time is because I prefer to call them Newton Mint Labs. They're an amazing company that have so much on the go. They are going to go places. We're working with them on so many integral aspects of one branch of what we're doing moving forward. We're working with them now as we speak, and with Vault Finance on a utility that we plan to launch by the end of the year, but I can't go into anything further. So we're working with Vault and Newton Mint Labs, or ROA if you want to call them that. That's just one project. We're also have been in discussions with them about a game that we want to roll out, which is also tied to our business model. We're also in talks with them about building out a metaverse, which is specifically designed to do things around our project as well, but also bringing in a link to their world as well. So it'll be like a portal. I've mentioned it in AMAs before, but yeah, we are closely entwined with ROA or Newton Mint Labs, whatever you want to call them, and we throw ideas about all the time. Crazy clever guys over there, and there's lots coming out in partnership with them, and also they're coming out of a lot of stuff themselves, and there's a lot of stuff being thrown backwards and forwards with Vault as well. It's a very exciting time and an exciting space to be in, and building the type of relationships we're trying to build is to everything we try to do is, you know, with people of the same ethos, and security, transparency, accountability are all things that are vitally important if we want to take this space forward. So all of those projects that I've mentioned all have the same ideology, and we have a plan of where we can take the space, or where we would like to move the space towards. You know, Stefan over at Mind Token as well, in talks with him at the moment about getting something done, which will be exceptional, as it always is with Stefan. So that's something we're looking at as well. And we're open to working with projects that enhance what we're trying to do, but also move the space forward and provide additional revenue for you guys. So if it doesn't help bring money in for you guys, then it's not really relevant. You know, even with the best intentions, it has to produce additional revenue for you guys, or there's no real tangible benefit to it. So yeah, I love the guys over there. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're awesome. I mean, have you seen their sneak peeks? They are really clean. Maybe we should get them to do a cyborg for Drevel, just like they did for Todd. Probably something. So I've got a second question. I noticed with the former launch, which was supposed to have a pink sale, got cancelled, and based on KYC reasons, which would have made it difficult for the community members who want to buy into the pre-sale, made it a little bit difficult. And I noticed that it's like we can actually get the new launch, which we're expecting by the end of the month, probably would come with us directly getting it from the team wallet or something. So don't you think that may make some people feel a little bit insecure, since it's not the public launch or something?
Well, it will be. It's just the reason why those were closed was because we didn't get the badges on quick enough. So that was the issue there. You know, we have full KYC. You know, not only have we been KYC'd by Reflex Finance, we've also been done by Anonidocs. You know, the contracts and everything is audited. We will be having the public sale isn't going to be private. It's not going to be held. It will be held on a pad. So we will launch in a traditional fashion. We'll just make sure that everything is in order before we launch. So there's no reason to feel insecure because we're going to go through the same processes that just about every other token has gone through. I'm pretty sure you're aware in this space, sometimes things don't go to plan. It's not always your fault, but there's no point throwing blame about because it doesn't get anyone anywhere. All you do is you just make the decision that's best for the long-term outlook of your project, and you go from there. So there was nothing in the shut-in of the two listings except for the fact that it wasn't done in an order or a fashion that was conducive. And I think it's very important to add as well, we are in a position already to launch. So the sales that we do, it's about times. So what we're trying to do by raising the additional funds is to assist us in reducing the time scales it takes for us to achieve our goals. We already have 3 utilities that are live. We're working on development for multiple other utilities. So we could do a fair launch tomorrow. We could literally do a fair launch tomorrow. Obviously, we'd need more time for marketing. I'm just trying to get this point across. If we did a fair launch tomorrow and only 5 people bought 5 tokens, we would still survive as a project. That's the point behind the way that we've structured this. So there's no great issue around what we're going, and we are transparent. You know, people ask questions all the time. We answer them. You can pretty much see what we've done since our conception. So there's no need to be worried. And if you look at the new advisors that we're bringing on board, you know, more people, now that the concept is being understood better, because I think there was a misconception about us, you know, doing mortgages or, you know, being a brokerage, which we're not. There was those issues. And then there was people switching off because they thought, oh, it's just, you know, property, when the property aspect is just a single utility in a portfolio of utilities that drive revenue through the 7 passive income streams to our token holders. And I think people are seeing this now a lot clearer than they were before. And we've also not rushed. You know, we've said what we were going to do from day one, and we've done it. You know, everything we've said we were going to do to this point, we have stuck to. Now, that will happen for as long as we are in control of the project. That doesn't mean that there won't be hiccups along the line. You know, even the best laid plans, you know, can go awry. So it's not anything to worry about.
Yeah, thank you, Des. Just before I ask my final question, I would like to make sure I don't forget to say kudos to you guys and commend your efforts so far. I think on 3 basic grounds. First of all, launching those profits generating utilities is actually a proof that you know exactly what you're doing, you're ready to do it, and you have already started doing it. So I'd just like to say that's a really good job there. And then also I noticed that you've been doing some AMAs with some really solid people too. Tayara, notice Gems Launchpad, Crypto Launchpad, and other solid project. So I also like to tell you that that's some real good proof that you really do know what you're doing and that you guys are ready to do it. So nice job there also, like really great job. Then the partnerships with Intify, partnerships with Newton Mint Labs, those ones are really really great. So just want to tell you guys that we see what you're doing, and me, I personally believe in the project. I believe owners unity is going to be something that people are going to talk about in the space in the near future, because it's very unique. I'm still yet to find a project that has the same kind of structure as owners unity, and especially because of the transparency. Yeah, a lot of transparency too. So my final question, I also noticed that you did one or two AMAs with some launch pads. I think I saw crypto launch pad, and I missed the one with Gems launch pad. But I just want to know, are we going to be expecting anything coming in that direction? Possibly, because those guys are really good.
Yeah, what with regards to more AMAs with them or listing on them?
I'm talking about listing on them.
We're in talks with a few pads, but it's not just about listing. Obviously, it's about our utilities, not just what we have already announced, but the utilities that we are working on. And some of our utilities work well with pads, so we will obviously be holding AMAs with them and talking to them, and we're trying to switch things up and get people out of this, malaise of seeing projects how they see them. Obviously, you all want to make money. Everyone wants to make money. That's absolutely fine. What we're trying to do, and the fog that we're trying to, work through, is this whole perception that you get sold a lot of hype. So you purchase a token, not really on the fundamentals, but on the promise of the fundamentals. And then when you hold that token, you still seem not to receive any real benefits from what they're spending the money that you've invested on. So building out lots of, utilities, real world applications, but not really seeing a good revenue stream reward for that investor and for your loyalty, So what we want to do is to say to people, that concept, the whole property side of it might, seem, it's a bit of a serious concept. That how am I going to get money back from that? If you think about how many people are looking for properties and how short the supply is, that will snowball into a massive organization, and you will get a lot of passive revenue from that. If you look at the other utilities we've built out, like the energy brokerage, that's going to provide a lot of revenue because everyone uses energy, so we're not working and trying to be innovative into fields where you're having to, sell people your product to the degree that it's something that's not going to be impacted on their everyday lives. So energy, everyone uses. So we don't have to go out there and make up some fabulous claim about it. All we need to do is be competitive, and we will sell contracts, which will generate revenue. Okay? It's nice and simple. Property, again, people need properties. So you put forward the proposal that we've put forward, which is nice, clean and simple. People will utilize it. It will generate revenue for you. So you will actually receive revenue. And if we can do this, other projects are going to find other niches in the real world that will drive revenue, genuine volume to you guys, independent of your token. And then there'll be a secondary market, because the rewards that you're receiving, not just in this project, but in other projects, hopefully, will outweigh the value of the token, the actual price of the token. So these are the things that we need to do to drive crypto into the real world and to drive greater adoption. There has to be benefits to people to holding crypto outside of just, well, you know, the marketing's exceptional. I believe in what they're saying, even though they're not providing any real utility. You know, they're basically getting more people to buy. I'm getting a percentage of what the other people are buying, and someone is losing out. With the type of project and structure we have, everyone should receive a portion of profit rather than one person receiving shitloads and loads of people losing out and having to hold a token for, you know, years against their will or selling at a loss. I don't want any of you guys to be in a situation where you are selling at a loss. It doesn't need to happen. It absolutely doesn't need to happen. Tokenomics can be structured in a way, if you utilize the existing market systems and market structures, you just structure it in a way where everyone gets something. It's all about mindset and education. That's all it's about. And if we can start a process of bringing a new business model into practice where everyone gets a piece of the pie instead of two people get shitloads of the pie and the rest get nothing, then that's going to be beneficial for everyone, because the more money that you keep in the system, the more revenue it generates. And that's the whole idea behind what we're doing, which is why we have multiple utilities live already to prove to you guys and to show you guys, this is what we said we're going to do, this is what we're doing, here's the utilities to prove it. So the proof's in the pudding there. And then obviously the structure of the project, so that we can all get our heads around, well, yeah, I've made a fair bit of money because money's coming from outside of the ecosystem. It's not a closed system. We're bringing money in outside of the ecosystem that isn't dependent on you guys reaching into your pockets and other people reaching into their pockets all the time. We're going to take some of that lovely institutional money that's sitting there being played with. We're going to take some of that and we're going to return it to the people that they pinched it off in the first place, which is you guys.
But thank you so much. That was really detailed and explanatory. Yeah, thank you. Really looking forward to the launch. Really looking forward to it, and see you guys in the chats continually. Hopefully, I'll be able to have enough time to keep on engaging everyone else in the chats. Thank you so much for the AMA. You really cleared my doubts and cleared my questions. So it's already almost 12 midnight here, so I'll just be taking a bath now. Thank you.
How are you, bud?
The question being answered in the chat. It's only a quick one. Chris, what the market cap is going to be, or if we aren't announcing it yet, when are we going to announce it?
Probably in the next couple of weeks. We're not announcing. Go on, Golden Sophie. We can't hear you. Yeah, if you want to talk, Golden, feel free. Or just type it in the chat. Right, folks. I don't. Yeah, Golden, Sophie, you're free to talk.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Oh dear Lord me. Sorry, I plugged in my earpiece, that was why. I was actually asking that can I get a glimpse into what to expect in the fourth quarter for Owners Unity? Like what do we expect? Because it actually seemed like a project I would love to work with long term. So what do I expect in the fourth quarter?
What you mean the
Did you get me?
overall? Yes, you mean the overall revenue received into Owners Unity in the first quarter?
I meant the fourth, like Q4.
Yeah, Keith. So if we launch, you want to know. I'm not sure what revenue streams you want to know. So are you on about how much money we'll bring into the company in the first quarter?
Yes, and all there is to know, like just some ideas to know about the fourth quarter. Like what do I expect after the launch actually?
Okay, well, launch, if you're on about volume and, what we're going to bring in from that aspect, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. And at the moment, you'd be hard pressed to find anyone that can give an accurate figure because everyone I've seen so far have either had not very good launches or they've had exceptional launches, had a massive green candle, and then they're all, gone back down to what launch price was. So from that aspect of it, the buy sales volume, I'm not even going to hazard a guess because whatever we forecast would be moot. With regards to the other aspects of the business, I suppose one aspect of it would be, and this is the easiest example I give, for instance, the monthly target of a sales person in an energy brokerage in the UK is between £10,000 and £25,000 per month. So once you've cleared all the overheads, you're looking at least between £5,000 and £15,000 a month per salesperson. Start with 2 salespeople, so it's between £10,000 and £30,000 per month, and then it's up to us on how we extrapolate that forward. We could speak with you guys and say for the first quarter we want to put every penny that we generate back into building the energy brokerage up to get it between 8 and 16 salespeople. Because if we get it to between 8 and 16 salespeople, then the profit margin you're talking about every month is between 80 and 240 £1,000 a month. So when you say about forecasting, it depends on how we decide to divide the revenue just from that single business, for instance. You know, we could put it all through the tokenomics, and then we could divide every penny of that between you guys as passive income. But also we would then generate additional funds to grow the project out anyway. It would just take a bit longer because we wouldn't be putting all of that money back into growing the business. So forecasting, I'm of the belief that forecasting sets you up for a fall. So we have basic ideas of revenue, but especially in this space, what we found is that if you say to someone, we're expecting within the first quarter to have a sales team of 8 salespeople bringing in 40 to 120,000 pounds a month, then those figures are written in stone because we've told you those were forecasts. People tend to forget the whole forecast part of it. So what I would rather do is look at the slightly broader picture, because we also have utilities that we're not going to announce everything prior to launch, because then after launch everyone will be saying, well, you know, where's the rest of the utilities? We do have other utilities that we plan to announce after launch as well. And again, it's also a case with the other utilities, putting the salespeople in place, so you've got the cost involved in that as well, to grow it out. So I would rather look at a larger picture of 6 to 12 months and say, where will we be within 6 to 12 months? And to put it into the simplest terms I can at this moment in time, we should be in a position to purchase 1 to 2 properties every month, just solely from the energy brokerage, and also be able to supply you guys with a reasonable level of return from just the energy brokerage alone. If you then add in, moving forward from there, the other utilities and the fact that we will have purchased properties, so we will have revenue being generated from that aspect as well. If we stay steady and focused, which is what we are, and we don't overpromise you guys things that may or may not happen, then within 12 to 24 months, we should be in a position where we are generating more rewards than most tokens would provide you that are independent of the buy-sell volume. That will obviously increase as well, because as people see the proof of concept that we're successful and the market starts to pick up, as it will do, it's going to get worse before it gets better, by the way, in my opinion. Then in that period of time, we will be setting everyone here that is involved up to win, because we are launching at near bottom in the retrace. So there's more uproom, not just for the value of the token, but then when more people come in, you'll get people FOMOing in. When the bull run starts, the volume will increase. Everyone will be happy. There'll be a lot more money coming in. And that should bode well for us all moving forward. Plus, there's lots of things that we haven't even discussed yet that's in our roadmap to increase the revenue and drive the levels of adoption that we want to see in the real world, because we're not just solely focused on staying where we are. Like we say all along, we're a hybrid / transitionary project, and we want to drive adoption in the real world by showing people how crypto can benefit them, and then by doing that, that will drive additional revenue into our business, which will benefit you guys as well. So long and the short of it, as you know, I can waffle on a bit. 3-month forecasting for a new project that's a hybrid and has never been done before would be giving you a false viewpoint of where we are and where we're going.
All right, thank you. That was really detailed.
I hope it answered your question.
Yeah, I guess, but I'll be looking forward to the launch. I guess I'll get my answers properly then. So,
Well, yeah, if I give you a figure now, you know, the relevancy of any figure I can give you now is dependent on what the market is doing at the time of launch and what revenue we've generated in the first 3 months, because you want a figure for Q4. You know, we've got the project that we're working on with Volt and with Newton Mint Labs that will generate revenue. So there's other things that are coming out in the next 2 to 3 months that will add additional revenue. So I'm not in a position to give anyone an accurate figure on exactly how much we'll be bringing in. I can guesstimate. I can give you a figure based on, you know, how we project our income to be. But yet again, we're just setting ourselves up for a fall. Either we will get close to it, it will be too high, or it will be too low. If we have a conservative viewpoint, if I give you a conservative figure now, which all the figures we've worked on to date have been conservative, I'll give you a conservative figure. People at this moment in time are like, oh, that doesn't sound very rewarding. Why should I bother? So, you know, there's that aspect. If we give you an optimistic figure and we don't get near that, then everyone will be like, oh, well, you know, we bought in, you said it would be this figure, it's not. And then that would create issues. So what we would rather do is give you an outline of what we're doing, say this is where we're going, and then after we have been live and we have proof of concept and we've got through a quarter, we can have figures, we can see how the growth's going, and we can say, right, based on actual figures, this is what we project moving forward. It's a lot better to have figures and do projections from then than just to pluck numbers out of the air and make figures up to either, you know, try and make you guys think that we're supermen or you know, just I'm not one for doing that.
I think, just want to jump in here on this. I think that because what we've got here is very much, as you said, Daz, a hybrid. Traditionally, everybody that's invested into crypto have always focused on what's going to happen at launch, you know, what's going to happen to the price and the volume in the first 3 months. Am I going to do a 2x or a 3x or a 10x? Am I going to... They're completely the wrong things to focus on with this project. This project is designed to have income that does not rely on the activity of the token, and that will give the rewards. So focusing on price and volume of the token, whilst normally you would do that, this is not that sort of project. The activity of the token does not dictate the success of the reward stream or the success of the business, in my opinion.
Pretty accurate. And I think that's something that people will hopefully adjust and adapt to, and then hopefully more projects will take on the kind of tokenomics that we have. Because whilst Dravo put it eloquently, you know, we are not driven solely by the market volatility and the price action. We have an additional buffer for you guys of being able to continually pass you guys passive income streams. And that's designed specifically so that whilst the market is bad, you guys don't feel the same level of impact as you would do from a project that is solely based around market buy sell volume. You know, if we grow out, and that's the key thing, like I tried to focus just on one aspect of it to give you an understanding. If we build out the energy brokerage to, you know, a team of 16 salespeople, that will provide, you know, between 80,000 and 240,000 pounds of revenue per month. You know, so considering the market situation at the moment, and if you look at the traditional cycle of the crypto space, we are still, what, 18 months off of, I think it's about 18 to 20 months off of the next Bitcoin halving, if I'm correct, somewhere in that region. You know, the market traditionally will not recover and start a bull run until, what, 2023? I think we'll be looking at, won't we, 2023? We should be in a position. Is it after that?
Yeah, I think that's what I've read as far as what's going to be happening with Bitcoin. So yeah, so we're looking at next year that we're going to have a bull market similar to what we were having last November. This bear market has been intolerably long, but we've got a few more months to put up with it yet.
Yeah, so we, through the real world businesses and the utilities that are providing income to you guys, you know, the volume that we will bring in from them as they grow will sustain us until we get to the stage where the next bull run kicks in. And obviously the bull run will enhance people's abilities to own properties. So we'll bring more clients in and we'll have more revenue. And the larger we get over time, the more revenue you get. It's not just going to be based on you know, a single utility here and, you know, us putting something in the papers and building some FOMO, you know, get a bit of hype going. This will be continual revenue that is passed to you guys through the 7 passive income streams. And like I've said, all of the things that we've discussed so far are only a small part of the overall project that we have a roadmap for. And, you know, this project is designed to bring you guys revenue because that's what you want, but it's also out there to make some substantial changes to the way that crypto is perceived, because we're not going to get the adoption that we need in this space until we start tackling some real world issues. And there are a few projects that are doing that, and it's great to see. But more projects need to be braver, they need to be more innovative, and they need to be getting out there and moving crypto forward to a point where the volume isn't going to be an issue, because we won't be coupled with fiat. You know, if you're in this space now and you truly believe that crypto can do all the things that we believe it can do, then your end goal, as far as we are concerned, has to be decoupling from fiat. And that's what we have in mind at the end of this journey, is to be a product that is not coupled to fiat.
I've got another question that's come up into chat. This is from, excuse me, this is from Space Cat. So Space Cat says, I think Owners Unity would benefit with teaming up with governments, both federal and provincial. Now, he's also talking about the US here. So they have promised their electors to provide affordable housing and have been elected on that platform. Owners Unity has a chance here to help government show the public that they are doing what they promised, i.e. the governments, that is, and get some of that government money that they have put aside for affordable housing. Is this possible?
We'll look into it, absolutely, but I would be cautious with regards to the terminology affordable housing. What it means in America and what it means in the rest of the world are different things, and governments tend to want to corrupt stuff, which is a concern. But anything that can move us forward, put people in properties and drive revenue to you guys, we'll look at. Absolutely, we'll look at.
You have nothing else in chat now, no more text questions.
Okay, does anyone else have any questions they would like to ask? All right, folks, we'll wrap it up. It's been an hour, which is good. Thanks for your time, people. Thanks for your questions. We'll see you this time next week for another reveal, and we'll see if we've got any cheeky partnerships coming up in the meantime. But thanks for your time, guys, and we will speak soon.
Shoot. Do you want me to read the question out, Daz?
Yeah, I think I've just found it. So Ozan asks, question one of the major problems investors are facing is safety. These days, KYC and doxing means nothing because projects still rugs with them. A lot of already existing launchpads render KYC services, but still don't take actions when projects that launches with them rugs. This makes investors lose a lot of money daily. It does. So is Owners Unity seeing themselves as the ones to solve this problem? Do you plan to implement projects in the future to maintain the stability of the stable token? I'll answer that one first. Yeah, KYC, and they bought KYC and doxing in as if it was a cure-all. Bad actors are bad actors, and you'll always get people that will pass KYC that are going to rug. That's just the nature of people. I do see Owners Unity as part of the solution in collaboration with others. I can't say anything more than that at the moment, but we're working on things with other people and other projects to move the space forward. Like I said before, it's all about like-minded people working together and moving the space forward. But you have to have accountability, and there has to be true accountability. And to do that, you have to sometimes move into areas that people want this space to remain out of. So that's something that needs to be looked at, and you have to weigh up what's more important, your security or your anonymity, so to speak. Secondly, what are your marketing plans for the long term? Any partnerships, or how many partnerships? What social media platforms will be used? We're using every social media platform. We've got Reddit up and running now. We've got TikTok started up. We've started working with 2 people to run that side of it. So that will be building up. Obviously, we're still using normal media platforms to put presses out. We're doing everything. What you've got to understand as well is that where we're working with real world businesses, we will also be advertising in real world spaces. So not everything is going to be crypto based. So there's those different aspects of it, but we obviously plan to utilize as many different marketing platforms as possible. We're currently in talks with a specific marketing project to assist us in moving this forward. We'll work with other social media platforms, obviously, and other marketing companies and strategies as we grow. But at the moment, we're focusing on one good marketing company to work with, as opposed to, trying to save money, get a few cheap ones, and not have the same impact. So we're spending what we can on having a focused approach to marketing, and that's what we're planning to do. So those were the questions he asked. If anyone, this is the last opportunity. If anyone has any final questions that they want to ask, squeeze them in now, and then we'll go. I am English, Sophie. There's a slight difference between being English and British, but I am very, very proud Englishman. Any more questions, anyone?
Somebody wanted to know what your favourite pizza topping is.
If I say pineapple, will I get a slap?
Oh, you can't do pineapple. That's not allowed.
I am a vegetarian, so I like sun-dried tomatoes, but I do actually like pineapple, but I do like sun-dried tomatoes.
General X wants to know if you drink beer like an Englishman. Shall we tell them the difference between us Northerners and New Southerners?
Yeah, well, we don't. Us Southerners drink proper beer. My favourite is Theakston's Old Peculiar. I love Theakston's Old Peculiar. Absolutely love it. There's a difference. I'm an ale drinker. I like beer, not lager. I'll drink any. I'm English, so I'll drink anything, obviously. But I love my ales. I love my ales.
Same here. Actually, ironically, just as you like a northern beer or northern ale, I am actually a big fan of Doom Bar, which, as you know, is made in Cornwall. Yeah, I failed.
Like, typical. I do like a good porter as well. I like a nice porter. But I don't really drink that much anymore, to be fair. I think, English people tend to top up when they're young, is I think the best way to put it. So if there's no other questions, I'm interested though. I've got to ask this because I don't know. General X, where are you from? Because you never said, but I think you've got to be, if you're an hour behind me, then you're in line with Nigeria or somewhere up from there. And I want to know what I've heard of Gary and Kuli Kuli, but I don't know what it is. So I would be interested to find out what they are.
Well, it's typing.
Yeah, my father was Yoruban. My father was from Elisha. And my mother was from Edmonton. So that's a interesting mix.
I really didn't get that bit. Did you say Australia or something? Hello, sir.
Who, me?
Yeah, I didn't really get the bit when you said your dad's from a certain place.
Elisa. My dad was
Elisa.
Yoruba. My dad was Yoruban.
Yoruban. Oh, wow. That's interesting. That's really nice to know. Yeah, I'm from Nigeria. We are the West Africans, and we're really bullish on crypto here. I just basically go searching for quality cryptocurrency projects to invest time and money into, because crypto is basically for us here in Nigeria like what crypto is meant to be: freedom, financial freedom. With the government trying to be all centralized and all dictatorial and lordy over everybody's finances. So crypto gives us this opportunity to be financially free and to have really smart investments. So yeah, that's me.
Yes, it's great to hear, buddy. And I would love to bring this project to Nigeria because it's designed to help everyone. But our roadmap further down, we haven't gone into all of our roadmap. We're still, page 1, paragraph 1 of our roadmap. It's a long-term roadmap, but part of it involves building out estates. I don't know what you would call them in other places in the world, but building projects would be an easier term for people to understand, that are pretty much self-contained units. And it's not just being self-contained with regards to the energy. So you're not on the grid, you're producing your solar, biomass, whatever, but also you have a single fiat conduit in and out of the project. So all of you've got your shops, you've got other, I can't go into too much detail, but it would give people a decent standard of home at a fraction of the cost because you can use renewables. I don't know if you've seen those guys in Africa that are building bricks from renewable plastics, from recycled plastics and mud. They're making bricks, and you can build properties out of them. And there's so many things you can do. So you can put solid buildings together that are technologically advanced but still not draining the earth of her natural resources and giving it time to heal. And that's what we need to do. Stop destroying the planet. And the way you do that is by using renewables and moving away from hydrocarbons. And that's part of the long-term structure that we have in place. But that's further down the line. There are additional utilities, etc., that we plan to build out. But the way that you get away from mass inflation is by using something that is deflationary. And the beautiful thing about the cryptos and what we can all do if we work together is, we can force them to make changes. But to force changes, you have to work from within the system. You can't just go there and decide to break down doors. You have to be silent. You know, you have to work from within, and the way you do that is you build out projects that impact people that aren't going to garner too much attention. You want to shout from the rooftops, but you want to make sure that the rooftops you're shouting from have a selective audience, and then you build out, and then by the time you've established yourself as a business and you work with your partners and like-minded partners that are looking to build out the same type of businesses and projects that have the same end goal, then by the time people in current authority and power catch on to what you're doing and the level of threat that you truly provide, it's too late, because you and your partners have established yourself. And that's why, you know, you've got to have a long-term strategy in place. You can't make it up as you go along. You have to make sure that the people that you're working with are fully aware of the conceptualization that you have, and they have the ability to assist you in executing that plan. And that's how you make change. So Owners Unity on its own is an amazing project. It's a hybrid transitional project, but we're not on our own. We are working with multiple other projects. We're in discussions with other projects that also believe that this space should be moved forward in a positive manner, and want to drive the adoption of crypto, because everyone here, we're all here early. You know, if you think of the amount of people that actually utilize crypto globally at the moment, it's minimal, you know, and that's because we haven't done a good enough job of explaining to most of the population of the world just truly how amazing and, you know, how innovative crypto is, and, you know, how revolutionary and groundbreaking crypto can be, and what blockchain can actually provide to the world. You know, blockchain is an amazing technology that can be utilized in just about every facet of life. But the problem is it takes away the current system's ability to do what they want, which is why, you know, they want to tax you for, you know, they want to tax you for making money on it, but they also don't want to implement it at a speed that would benefit people. So we need to just nudge them along in the right direction, and we need to make products that, you know, people in the street will utilize. That's what we need to do. Having 3,000 projects that take your crypto and offer you a loan against your crypto collateral is not truly gonna bring mass adoption, is it? Because most people don't have savings, don't have crypto, and, you know, they've got more important things to worry about. So we need to take blockchain, and rather than just put normal current market practices into blockchain and say, wow, we've got this amazing new technology, but all we're going to do is just fill it full of the existing business models and see how we go. We need to take the technology that we are all truly lucky to be able to utilize and do something with it that isn't currently being done. Otherwise, you don't drive innovation, you don't drive advancement, and crypto will fade into the background. And we can't have that happen. Everyone here, not only in this chat, but in this space, knows that crypto can make a difference. And that's exactly what we need to do with it. And I think T-Bot wants to jump in. But he's not here. He's writing, he wants to jump into the conversation and he can't. Any of the four horsemen want to join in? Does All right, well, that's me on my rant on how I believe crypto is the future. And, you know, that's just me. I honestly believe that we need to break away from fiat at some point. And if we're too scared to do so, we're going to get nowhere. And with that, if no one has anything else they want to say or any questions, I will say good night, and I will speak to you all during the week. And then next Saturday, we'll have another AMA and we'll announce another utility.